Skavetta music.
What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Spaced Out podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Before we start the episode, I want to thank our sponsors. It is Western New York Depot. That is the Doobie Depot located at 11057 Southwestern Boulevard in Irving, New York. Also, Rev Room, you know what they do. They take care of us. They are the ones who produce and do all the behind the scenes work for the podcast. You can also check out, what is it? Granola? I'm sorry, I forget. Goth and Granola podcast. What's in Yours podcast. What else? Greenhouse Sessions. What else? Kids Cast. So if you got some kids and they want to watch some cool YouTube podcasts with other children. Oh, Sneak Vibing Vlog podcast. Those are all on the Rev Room network. You can catch them on all podcast platforms. And then we have Live Safe New York. Shout out Live Safe New York, keeping us safe. That's all the sponsors, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Sure. If we forgot somebody, I'll pop it up in the...
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Hey guys, and welcome back to It's a Great Day. We're here at Golden Hearts Tattoo Shop on Hurdle. And it's a beautiful spot. And we have Mick Excel in the building, the owner. And well, there's two owners, but him and his girlfriend, Nadine. It's a beautiful spot here on Hurdle. So when they open up on the 1st, you said, right?
Yes, September 1st, we'll be opening our doors.
Make sure you get an appointment and check it out. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to be here and kind of get back into the swing of things. I was down for like a couple of weeks dealing with some health stuff, but I'm back on the ball, ready to roll.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for coming here and, showing off my space, my little oasis I'm building.
I appreciate you bringing us here.
It's a little beautiful sneak peek.
Yeah, I love the art on the wall. I can't stop staring at it.
Yeah, that's Nadine. She's the wizard.
She spray paint that?
Yeah, it's all spray paint.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been tattooing?
In May, this will be my 10-year mark in tattooing, and I figured I had to do it some way, so we just worked super hard to establish our own spot and our own little home, because I just felt like I was just becoming a little bit too old to be working for somebody else. And I've been traveling a lot, learning what I can from all my peers and the tattooers and artists that I look up to, that I just figured it's just time to bring together with the woman that I love a space that's safe for everyone to come and learn what I have on my travels, kind of paying it forward. So, yeah, with a golden heart.
That I like that. Hell yeah, that's fucking fire. So you started 10 years ago. What did you start? You were drawing before you started?
I was spray painting a lot for a long time, since I was like 13 or 14.
So you're bombing places.
Yeah. I was just in a house where my parents were just never around, and when they were around, they were asleep. So I was just able to come and go whenever I wanted. And school was just one of those things that I kind of had under my thumb, so I had a grip on it, and I was able to like go out all night, wake up, go to school, go out all night, wake up, go to school, and no one really knew what the hell was going on. You know, when I'm a freshman in high school and I'm spending, you know, till 5 a.m. in the morning painting, and then I'm at school and everyone's like, what the hell's the matter with you? It's just like, it was just nice to have like a secret life almost. Like I felt like a little like Bruce Wayne Batman type.
I was just about to say you were like Batman of the fucking
yeah.
spray paint.
And when you're young, it was more like I only did it on like my bus route to school, so I could just like look out the window and kind of like just like laugh at myself and just try to put myself in other people's shoes and think like, do they even notice what I'm doing? And they do notice, and it's illegal, and they will come for you for sure.
Yeah.
They'll come for you. If you're having too much fun, they'll come for you.
Even if the artwork's beautiful.
Even if the artwork is beautiful. My first time I got arrested, I was 16, man. I remember the cop, he hit me so hard in my face that my glasses went like this, like broke like a cartoon. And he says, you trying to run? And I think he called me Van Gogh. And he hit me in the face so hard. And then when he found out I was only 16, he didn't show up to my court date. Because he basically just assaulted a minor, and like he fractured like my eye socket. And I thought I was like done with everything for a while. And then as soon as I healed up, I was back at it, you know. That's just like a completely different type of like lifestyle. It borderlines addiction, you know what I mean? Just going out and chasing that thrill. Like
that high.
It's like an adrenaline junkie type of thing for sure. And it's just like, you know, you hide behind this name that you put value behind, and you control where it goes. It's like living an avatar video game in real life, in real time, in front of everyone. So that's what got me into art. I'd been traveling like crazy. I was in Atlanta for a few months with a buddy of mine in Decatur. I don't know.
We just went to Atlanta and we seen that.
We were in Decatur too because we had Raising Cane's in Decatur.
Oh, you guys went to Raising Cane's? That's so funny.
Of course, that's like
that's the spot. Yeah.
Shout out Post Malone.
Yeah.
That man put everyone on because I was eating Raising Cane's before.
I know, he's like the mascot. He's gonna be out there spinning a sign if this music shit don't work.
So good though.
Where was that? Where was the tunnel that we went to?
The graffiti tunnel.
Yeah.
That's a historical spot for sure.
We seen that. That was so dope.
Yeah,
their art there is wild.
Yeah, everything in like Little Five. I don't know if you guys saw that giant MF Doom mural out in Little Five.
We did.
Yeah, those are just iconic spots.
Or aisle 5 for
you know, for this concert we were talking about.
Oh yeah, with Skis and Armani and all that stuff. Yeah, I was telling you guys about my dude Landon Wordswell out there too. I was trying to get him to go to the show, but he's always on his grind. He like manages a bunch of people and then also does his rap stuff on the side. But I saw that you guys were out there, man. It's one of the greatest cities, like an epicenter or whatever it's called, of like the culture is just pulsing there, dude. Like people are always moving in, moving out, and just bringing something different. But yeah, I love Atlanta. I love the vibe of it. I used to take the MARTA like every day into from Decatur into like Little Five and just hang out there and try to meet people and link with other graffiti writers and shit like that. But yeah, that's the spot. But while I was there, and then I came back for a funeral because my grandfather passed away, and I actually was over here on Hurdle, and I was wearing like this Rhyme Sayers shirt, which is like a hip hop label. And the guy at the bar owned a tattoo shop down the street back in the day, and we were wearing the same fucking shirt. So we had the fucking, like, you know what I mean? Where you look at someone and you're like, so we had the same shirt, and he like kind of recognized me, and I like confirmed who I was, and he kind of had like a little bit of a grip on me doing graffiti, and you know he was basically just in my face kind of being like, I'll teach you how to tattoo, blah blah blah, if you give me, you know, $1,000 right here right now. And you know, I thought it over that night, and I had, you know, I think I had like maybe like a rack and a half on me because I just came into town. I was going to be here for the next couple of weeks for a funeral, hang out with friends. I basically gave him that band on the spot. He like couldn't believe it. He was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'll be at the shop tomorrow." And then the next day I canceled all my flights. I moved in with my my uncle and my grandmother who were living together because my gramps was the one who passed away. And I basically just changed my life overnight into tattooing and spent every day at this person's shop for the next like year apprenticing, not getting paid, not doing anything but drawing and art. And prior to that, I hadn't drawn a tattoo ever in my life.
Yeah.
He just kind of like knew that I was interested in art, and I'm interested in art. I'm interested in a faster pace art scene where like commissions can take people months at a time to complete. I like the idea of someone coming in, not knowing what they want, me figuring it out, slapping it on them and getting them out the door. That fast pace keeps me, the pressure just gives me this recipe of success for some reason. Like I just love that work. I love the pressure. It like makes me perform better for some reason. Some people fold, not this guy.
So like so that sounds like you took the adrenaline of going on the walls to going on the people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It is all very much traceable to my need for speed for sure.
So it's like, but I feel like you did something even better because instead of putting your name on the wall, you're putting a bunch of art, and you have walking billboards that are going to be walking with your art for the rest of their lives.
Oh yeah,
that's fucking dope as fuck to me.
It's a big responsibility. Like that's something I feel like some tattooers they lose grip of. But when I first started, you definitely come across people that are uneasy about what it is that you're doing, or if they have problems with you. So it is dope to have these billboards, but it's also a huge honor to be able to continue to do what I'm doing and not be talked about illy, and unless I'm unaware of it, which I'm sure there are people that have something to say bad about me, because if you're friends with everyone, you're talking shit about somebody, what I mean? But I've taken it very, very seriously as I progress, and now it's just becoming something just so much more valuable to me than the money it brings in.
Right.
Yeah. So it's shaped me as a man. It's kept a discipline in front of me. It's taught me great morals on how to treat people. It's allowed me to learn how to speak to people, because you could sit in a tattoo shop all day with your headphones on and be tattooing stuff all day, but those people, they want to talk to you. They want to like let you know their stories, because everyone does have a story, and even if my opinion isn't the best opinion, or I come off as like offensive or joking or sarcastic and stuff like that, it might knock something loose inside of them that wakes them up a little bit more into how they perceive themselves. So it's very psychological as well as it is physical. So I learn a lot from them, and hopefully they learn something from me going through this whole tattoo process. It's crazy. It's a crazy life, honestly. I wouldn't have it any other way.
I can't imagine like 12-hour sessions of like one person and you're just going in on them. Like that is nuts.
Yeah, I've done 2 of those, 2 tap out sessions. One was like, you just get people who are just kind of like, I have the highest pain tolerance in the world, and I can sit all day, and I charged $900 for like as long as you could sit. So half of the time they tap out 4 or 5 hours. So I'm like doubling, what potential. I don't typically take the whole 900 if they tap out after 4 or 5 hours, but if I was that person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could, and it's
for sure.
A lot of people just always it's like eating with your eyes, you know what I mean? You got the full plate, you never finish. It's the same thing. Like people come in here, and I don't know if this is like a statistical proven thing, but man, I'll tell you what, women sit like rocks in comparison to men. Like I tattoo girls that can fall asleep while I'm tattooing them, and I'll tattoo a dude in that same spot, and they'll be sweating, faint, and puking. Like, you know, I've seen
Well,
this.
I have one. I had to stop on my elbow.
Oh yeah, the
I was like,
elbow is-
oh no, you can stop now, man. Nope. You can
yeah,
stop.
dude, the elbow is no joke. I have the same thing, this flame right here.
Yeah.
I was just like, you could do all this, but like, we got to stop at the flame. I never even got it finished. Same thing with the back of my calf too, bro. I don't know if you have your calf done.
No.
But
I was thinking about
There's something
it.
about like
That
up in like pretty much right underneath your knee ditch that it just wiggles, and it made me so queasy.
Yeah, I can see.
Luckily,
that.
Nadine was the one there, because I was definitely embarrassing myself. Like, my knee was cool, the side of it, all this stuff on the
knee
side.
was?
Yeah,
It wasn't like the elbow.
nah. I was going into it, you know, thinking it was like more so the elbow, but I was also getting tattooed by somebody that I like respect, and didn't want to like come off as like a clown that couldn't handle it. So I like went into it with like the most perfect diet that evening. I got a good night's sleep, you know what I mean? I like lit a candle and just like calmed myself down a little bit before I went in there and like hyped myself up. It fucking sucked, like especially on the top of the knee, like when you're doing a shader. Shout outs to Josh Avery, by the way, you did a great job. But yeah, he knew what it was, and he was really cool about like chatting with me while it was going on and taking breaks and stuff like that. And it's like I was saying before, it's like that bedside manner, man, is so important in the industry. Like, I don't understand these like cocky artists out there who like talk shit about their clients, or they complain online about their clients, and it's just like I just don't understand. Like, you gotta be grateful that they even contact you in the first place. If they don't show up, everybody's life is so complex, man. You can't let that shit get personal, and you think like, yeah, cool, you don't make money that day, but also you should be able to save some money too. Like, who are you mad at, really?
Have you ever tattooed someone and you're like before you did the tattoo and you've seen what they wanted and you're like, are you sure you want this?
Yeah, that's I mean, that happens so many times, honestly, with tattooing, and it happens the most while you're tattooing somebody. You're about to finish something, and then they just go, let's just add this right here, let's just add this part right here. I see it in my head. You didn't have any time to prepare. I'm throwing it at you right now. You better do it, and I better like it. Let's go. And I'm like, no, we can't do that. You got to have like a plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a plan and you're just floating in the ocean, you know what I mean, you're gonna drown. And I'm not gonna set myself up for that failure. It's just one of the things you learn. Like, you only play the games you win at, especially in tattooing, when you're altering a human's body for the rest of their existence, dude. Like, I'm gonna make sure it's swish every time.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what they're saying to me. So it does get into a position where I have to be like a little bit stern, but I also have to have the information to back my reasoning behind it. Like, if someone were to say, like, let's add something, you know, I could take a photo of it, draw it on the photo, and I'll be like, yeah, does this match like what you were thinking? And then they'll be like, yeah, but I thought it would look different. And I'm like, here we are, you know, before it actually went down, like, and now you get to leave happier instead of me just following suit and doing what you say. Because as much as it is, you know, a client artist rapport, this isn't you at fucking Burger King ordering what you want and picking shit off the menu. Like, I am the guru in my studio. I am the sensei, you know. So I have to like put you in a good mindset to receive what's about to happen, and I also have to get your confidence in me, because you have to like believe in me as much as I do.
Right.
And that's just one of the many responsibilities and stuff like that. Plus, people try to pull fast shit on you too. Where I tattooed like some chick the other day, man. Like, halfway through the tattoo, she's got this water bottle, and I'm just like, damn, it smells like Patron right now. You smell Patron? She's like, yeah, I filled the water bottle with Patron. And I'm like, damn, you've been drinking Patron like while I'm tattooing you? I'm like, give me the bottle. I threw it out. And, you know, I had to finish up, but it's just like, people pull shit on you and you have to be prepared for all of that stuff, especially if they're going through something that day too. I've tattooed girls where their boyfriend's outside on the phone calling them 1,000 times trying to get at them because, you know, some people can't, you know, understand that somebody is spending 3 hours with somebody to get tattooed and they just think the worst is happening, you know. It happens to my girlfriend Nadine sometimes too. Like, people just don't understand that these things take time, and the relationship you have with your artist is typically a platonic one, as much as the industry capitalizes on the sexuality of it all, and they're always putting all these like glam girls and guys in front lines in the clothing brands and all the branding. It's like, that's just for marketing, you know. Like, we're just like good people trying to do good tattoos at the end of the day.
I feel like you do have to have some kind of like relationship with a tattoo artist, because that's why I haven't gotten a tattoo since like, I think 2019.
Okay, that's been a minute.
Yeah, because I haven't gained a relationship with a tattoo artist.
Oh.
Like, I do know one.
Mi casa, su casa.
Yeah. I do have to go to, if you don't know, do you know Insane Zay?
No. He's a tattooer?
Yeah.
Nice.
I do have to go to him once at least. Shout out Insane Zay. He does some dope work. It's my best friend's cousin. But we don't have like a relationship, so it's like I need to have like some sort of relationship with that person to be able to trust them to do some work on my body. Like, I have some fucked up work on me because I was young and dumb.
I know some people rush into it, and you can tell.
And then the placement of the tattoos, I was like, oh my god! Like, as I grew, and I'm like, oh, and then like I let someone do this, and you can't even read it, and it's just like,
yeah,
I'm like, oh,
it's one of those things, and you just get
21
so
and
excited.
under me was so dumb.
Yeah. I wish I could like raise the bar for people to get tattooing, because you really have to like.
Think about it.
Know thyself.
Yeah.
Like you don't know, like you have to kind of see the trajectory of your actions and what's going on. I had somebody shave both their eyebrows before seeing me. I'd never met them. They walked into the shop with no eyebrows. And I was like, "What's up, Uncle Fester? What are you here for?" And he's like, "I need to get my first and last name tattooed over my eyebrows." And I'm like, "Why? Why are we doing this today?" He's like, "Because I'm going to play for the Buffalo Bills. And I can have face tattoos, and my life is, you know, set in front of me. I see the stepping stones. I see the success. I know what's going on." And he was like 18, like fresh out of high school, and had all these aspirations, which is, you know, it's inspiring to hear a young kid like know what they want. But there's no way I was tattooing, you know, his name over his eyebrows unless he showed up in his jersey or something. And I had to explain to him that if I do these tattoos, you walk out into the street and get hit by a car, you're never playing football again, but you'll still have these tattoos. Like, there's a lot of things that happen in life that you have no control of. And, you know, it's like one of those things that people do, especially in Buffalo, is that they say it before it happens. They tell you these things that they're doing instead of showing you. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan of just showing people what you've done, not just saying you're going to do it or saying this is going to be huge or I'm going to do this, gonna want. Like, it's just not how the world works. So there are people where I have to stop them in their tracks and kind of let them know that not every idea that pops into your fucking head is a good one, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's freaking weird.
Yeah.
Some people, women's names. Who does that?
The women's names?
Women's and men's names, like, as like girlfriends and boyfriends. Like, it's
I don't mind that kind of stuff, you know what I mean?
But then the relationship ends and they're like,
I know. I tell them I
need
charge
the void over this.
I charge triple for
the void,
for the lover cover up. Like, I charge triple. I'm like, yeah, it'll be, if I'm doing this tattoo and I have to cover it up later, it'll be triple. So they know like the pressure going into it. Plus, like, that's just fun shit to say to get people all like all squeamish and shit. Like,
oh, should I do this?
Like, oh my god, do we love each other? Brenda, do we love each other?
So, what is your favorite part about art?
My favorite part about the whole thing is that I'm basically printing my own currency. Like every piece of artwork I make is going to be worth money, whether it's now, later, or whatever. So the more I do, the more I get back.
Yeah.
I work at my own pace and I work fast. So like if I just keep it going, like who knows where it's gonna take me. It does get slow, you know what I mean? If you're like a newer artist starting out, like it can be daunting. You know, you're making this art, you're putting it online. Even people with huge followings, you know, they might not be selling the artwork that they are posting. Some of the stuff stays in storage, so that part of it not so much. But I just love being in control of what I'm creating, and then being able to like push it at when I want to. So if I do slow down, I can drop a shirt and push a shirt, which is cheaper, more accessible to people who can't buy $500 worth of canvases or a $5,000 mural, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's tattoos that are always going to be like in and out of my life in between all that stuff. So like my favorite part about it is that I go at my own pace and I create, you know, something through all these different mediums. I have all these different pipelines and things to utilize to get me what I want as fast as I want to. Like if I need to take a break for a month and like focus on, you know, some health stuff or family things, or if something breaks in my house, I got to keep an eye on the people, you know, going in and out of my house, constructing it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can, because I worked so hard prior to put myself into the position, whereas so many people are unfortunately locked into this job cycle that just deteriorates your mental health. You're never getting paid what you want, and then everything around you, the prices are always rising. So it's like it's very frustrating to, like, I feel like normal people that aren't, you know, pursuing something that they're behind 100% to keep going, you know what I mean? And with artwork, it always refuels me. Every time I finish one, I just can't wait to do the next one.
Yeah.
Instead of going to work every day, you're not like, oh shit, I can't wait to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing something.
Yeah, unless you're doing
Yeah, like if
something
you're doing
well.
this kind of stuff, like, and it's just so much, like, it's so gratifying when you like it.
I feel like doing something for yourself rather than for someone else is always more gratifying. Like I hated waking up and going to work for someone. Like even in the military, waking up and knowing I had to get up and go to PT at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you don't get off till 5 o'clock. And if you don't finish the work they want you to do, you're not getting off until that work's finished.
Yeah.
And then weekends, you're freaking watching 1,000 soldiers for 24 hours, and it's the weekend, and it could be a Saturday, and now you only get Sunday off, and you're back to work on Monday.
Well, not only that, is that in that environment specifically, like, you're a number. You, like, if you're not doing it, they don't care. You know, I don't know from experience. I was just gonna say, but like, yeah, they'll pick you up, they'll move you over here, and then they'll put a new guy in. And there's no consideration of, you know, what you had going on in your history, what's going on at home currently. You are away from home. You are homesick. You are dealing with all of these personal things.
Yep.
And it's just inhumane to me, the detachment human beings have from one another right now, specifically versus any other time period, because we have so much more access to each other, and yet we're further apart.
Yeah, that is really nuts.
So,
to me.
yeah,
like, it's like we have all the access. Like I can contact you in 20 different ways.
Yeah, in 100 different countries.
Yeah,
like, and everyone feels so alone right now.
Yeah, no one's doing shit. You don't see people like,
right.
Oh, you want to go out? No. You can watch fucking movies. Like, it's cool because my kids live with their mom. So it's cool on the days that they're not home that I can do this. But you can literally not leave your house and watch a movie with your friends.
Yeah, like all in like one of those movie watching rooms on there, like a group chat thing.
On Hulu, and it's a whole movie watching group, and you don't
have to go grocery shopping anymore. You don't have to do shit. And
you don't have to leave for your laundry. Come pick it up?
Is that some sort of programming that we're being subjected to that we're like we're just not noticing? You know what I mean? Like, why?
What was that movie where they were all fat and in chairs? It It was a cartoon. They were all fat and in chairs.
Is it Idiocracy? Because there's that one.
No, it was a cartoon. It was like a Disney cartoon, and they were all fat in like chairs, and they were riding around, and it was because like they didn't have to do anything. They just sat around, and food got brought to them, and they were in like outer space.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
That's not helping anybody. And like I said, all that information is sitting in your pocket to make you healthier, to make you more confident. And humans are so much more prone into going the other way that it's just like, I don't know what's going on with that. Like why like I see so many people in good vibe shirts not fucking smiling. You know what I mean? They're kind of like just like playing this part, and the pressures of online is maybe what separates us even more. But it's definitely like an insane thing to like always be in front of you, seeing, and the development of where it's going, and AI is now a thing, and and how bots can be making posts and then influencing you through other bots, and it's like not even people.
Bots can you can chat with bots instead of talking to real people.
Right. And what does that even say about humankind? You know what I mean? We're looking for connection,
and it's like,
and we're giving up on
like
the species.
like you have to like if I took a picture laying on this rug and like, oh, look at this new dope ass rug I got, and how many likes I would just get because I'm laying on a off-white rug.
Right. Just branding. Yeah. I'm here. I'm
eating
here. Fucking ramen in a Supreme shirt. Peep the steez, and it's just like, but there's.
I'm eating ramen in a Lambo.
Yeah, right. The Lambo. I love all those gold digger pranks, bro. Yeah. When the dude's got the Lambo and the chicks walk by. Favorite. Oh my god.
When he's like looking bummy, and they're like,
he's got the McDonald's jersey on and shit. The one dude. He's
like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, no.
What,
I can't talk to you? No.
All
right.
I don't talk to old people.
They get into the car. Yeah. They run right back. And you're like, yo, these are not fake either.
I know.
This is so real.
I want to see the flip side of that, man. I want
the men?
I want to see the research behind the men and how they act. Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like
I think we should go try.
Women are under attack always online based on like
women are attacked regardless. I think yesterday at the fair, I seen dudes hollering at girls. The whole that's
like catcalling and shit like that.
Like you're at the fair, you don't even know how old she is.
I know that's just distasteful. I never was like,
hey, yo, mom.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, yo, come in.
I did that when I was like 14, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
And we were.
I probably did.
I was most likely joking. Emo. When I did it, it was like my friends and I would be like,
"You gassing each other up." You like, I dare you to say hey. I dare you to say hey.
And then you'd be like, "Hey, yo, mom."
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah.
And take off running like, "Bro, where'd you go?"
Yeah. Be like, well, I'm at the mall. I can't leave the mall. That's where my mom dropped me off.
Yeah. I can't that is it's the most distasteful thing in the world.
Yeah, they deal with a lot for sure, you know what I mean?
They do.
They deal with a lot.
They can't
especially from us.
But I do want to see the flip.
I do want to see the flip.
I have seen a video on YouTube of women doing what men do. Like, hey yo, how you
China.
Yeah. And but men
that's so dangerous.
A lot of men don't like it either though.
Okay.
Men don't like.
I feel like they might hyper like it too, and then you're in a sticky ass situation with somebody who's too aggressive. Can't just be opening doors to people.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, hey, how you doing?
Right.
But let's get to the music.
Yeah.
To the music. So, when did you start making music? And now, do you make beats or anything like that?
I have some production on some of the tracks on the records I released, like one or two here and there. I play a lot of instruments. So when I'm making a beat, I kind of just play everything on the beat, and then I'll send it off to one of my other boys named Scott, who's a phenomenal guitar player. He'll do a solo over it. So when I do produce stuff like that, I kind of outsource, and it's more of a group thing. But I do, I make some of this stuff for sure. most of the time, people will send me something and they'll just be like, I don't know why I hear you over this. And I'm like, okay, I hear me over this too. Because they're just familiar with like whatever weird genre I'm falling into when I do this, like, you know, unconsciously about it. I just like make what I like to make, and it just kind of seems like it's following suit with the last record or the new one. You know what I mean? It just kind of sounds similar. But yeah, I could play a bunch of instruments. I've always been like that because of the grade school I went to. Basically, they were like, yeah, like this is what's gonna keep you at school longer, and like I just didn't want to ever be home. So I would just take every lesson I could, every instrument. I'm talking, I played tuba, viola, cello, guitar, bass, piano. I just did everything I could. And I just thought the more, you know, talents I soaked up, like while trying to draw and while trying to spray paint, I just thought the more talents I soaked up, like the more crowds I'd be able to get through quicker into the next thing, you know what I mean? So it's like, always just kind of sharpening, and sometimes, you know, some things take the spotlight for longer than others, but I always come back and make sure that I'm not rusty at anything that I've done. So like I spend every day like half hour to an hour just playing guitar, just trying to keep my fingers where they need to be. I'll sit down and you know, put a drum loop on and play some piano and just kind of keep it in the groove, you know what I mean? Just keep the pen going, keep the marker going, keep the spray paint going. It's just what I do. I have ADHD. I don't know what the it's just
Art ADHD.
Yeah, I have art ADHD. I don't know what HD is, but I got friggin' 80 of them, man.
Hell yeah. I got 100 of them.
Yeah.
Shit.
But yeah, the music, it's always been there since I was like 13.
Okay. And when did you start writing?
I started writing when I was skating a lot, and I like got into like underground hip hop, and I heard like Black Star at the time, this group called Typical Cats from Chicago, a bunch of Rhyme Sayers stuff, Sage Francis, just like a bunch of these oddball, super lyrical performances on records that I had never been exposed to, and I just loved just the little tiny snippets of metaphors and stuff that people will like trick you into thinking about, or like, you know, this simile or this metaphor, and it's just like such a good showcase of like wit, you know. And I just loved the just like a way to just like kind of show off that you're like smart, and you can say things in a way that make you think about something else. You can put, you know, alliteration behind something and make it just sound crazy. And you can also hide little things in your words, or you could put two words together that don't belong that happen to rhyme with a word that doesn't really rhyme, but the way that you say it. So it's all stems from painting a picture, but I'm just doing it a different way. Like everything, it's all artwork. So I just like, I'm an insane person. I'm hungry. I want to be the best at it all. So once I like got exposed to all that lyricism and like Gangstar and Guru and Primo, I got really into just that old school funky reinventing break beats and stuff from the 50s, 60s, 70s over this poetry that was coming out at the time when I was in high school that I had never really heard before. And then, you know, the Black album came out when I was a sophomore, and then Graduation. And then you just keep seeing these like people that are taking this formula that's kind of like been around and taking it further and further and further and more glamorous, and still maintaining, you know, the intelligence behind what they're saying, and like, you know, fortifying a positive message. And that was always just so intriguing to me. And I just kept doing it. I was like terrible at rhyming at first, you know what I mean? It was bad. And I just kept going and going and going. And I would have people tell me, no, don't do this, or I'd be taken off tracks. And I was just like so like stupid that I didn't let anything affect me, or I didn't take it personally. I kind of like laughed at it as like a joke. And then, about like 1920, I like put out like a record, and it was received very well. And I just thought, oh, that's weird. Like I never sold out of anything. I had never like had a release party and everyone showed up and everyone enjoyed it and everyone talking about it afterwards. And then people made videos with me. And I was going to New York City to make videos, and I was going on the road to make documentaries of us on the road. And that was at like 21, 22. And it was just like, okay, now that I can do it like this, it wasn't like too crazy over the top where I was like being flown places. Like I was still self-funding, but I was just getting more opportunities. And because of it, I just was like, okay, let's see what else I can do with this rhyming stuff. And now I just look at all the peers in the game, and there's people that come along the way. Like when I was first started rhyming, I remember when J. Cole's dropped that what is it? No Idols. That don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
Yeah.
I remember when he dropped that, and then it kind of was like a little bit of a low buzz. I remember hearing that. No Role Models, it's called.
Yep.
And I remember hearing that and being like this is like a life-changing moment in hip hop. This dude's like content is so on point. The delivery is different. And I just seen something just grow into that. So that like re-energized me huge into thinking that like, man, sometimes you could be great at an earlier stage and it won't hit till years later, whereas it's 2023 and that song's one of the most played songs. Like I think it's at like billions of streams or some shit like that. And when he dropped it, like it had buzz, but like not what it's grown to be.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff is what like keeps me in the game. The game. I mean, I'm not in the game, but it keeps me motivated to keep making quality content and just like really focusing on this craft of wordage and putting them together in a way that is received, well, and received respectfully, and people just, everybody loves it when they notice you doing hard work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I just want to be noticed by like my peers, and I don't care about record sales. I just want to be like a rhymer's rhymer, where like, like to have someone like Skis on a track or Camino with me, and have them just be like, yeah, we could do this. That alone just makes me wake up and write every day. And those are just local guys, you know what I mean? For them to just be okay with these things just keeps my faith at a high that I am like going on this right path properly, and I am treating it right, because people write verses, people do this stuff. I'm writing, I'm rewriting, I'm sculpting, I'm editing. I'm really taking it as every word I put out there is a piece of my legacy that I'm going to leave behind for the rest of humankind, not just my life, but everyone's life after me and stuff. So it's very like, the older I get, the more I am paying attention to every little thing, and like how many times do I say just or just like can I get rid of it? Can I stop saying I? Like, can I stop, can I eliminate these useless, I call it trimming the fat, where you just trim the fat off of a lyric, where you're just kind of like, I say all this shit right here, but I don't need to say all this shit. I don't need all these I am, like, or just, you know what I mean? I could just say these words in this order, and there is no rules to this whole creation process. So just because it's not like a full sentence and grammatically correct, it doesn't make it less art and less what I want it to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I could say whatever I want, It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to like hit on beat in a rhyme when I want it to.
Yeah.
And sometimes I steal the rhyme from them. Sometimes I don't make it rhyme. Sometimes they're like, oh, he's killing it. And then I'm just like, I'll stop you right there and make it not rhyme and then change it up. I'm fucked up that way.
It's your art. I mean,
right. It's mine. It's all mine.
I did fuck with that Jay Ski song though.
The broken one?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I got that beat from my boy. And Skis hit me up because they were doing the Stefan Diggs 2 video. and they filmed me tattooing his face for the Stefan Diggs 2 video. And then I guess it got chalked, and they didn't like the whole video of what it was, so it ended up not getting released. And he still was cool about everything. And he's just like, yeah, man, we do trades, you know, since you tattooed my face, you know, you just let me know what you know, and I always do art for art. So like, I was like, yeah, I did the tattoo. I was like, if you want to come by, drop a verse. And then he was like, you better have something good. And I'm like, I got this one joint that I'm like really feeling right now. And he was like, when are you recording? I basically went in there with Tony Boy at Bridge.
Shout out Tony Boy.
Tony Boy is the god. If you guys aren't hip to Tony Boy,
we are.
Yeah.
We had Tony
and anybody
Boy on
watching,
the podcast.
yeah, I saw his episode. He is so much more hardworking, I feel, than like what he even says. And he says he's hardworking, but I see him in the mix always. He shows face at events, and he just kind of stands his ground with how he feels about how things should be, you know. I met Tony Boy when I was like 20, man. I used to do this web series on buffalo.com called Below the Radar. We did like 8 episodes, and we used to do a cipher at the end of every one of them. And I remember when I saw Cooley High play, I was just like, damn, like this group of kids at the time really had something going on. Like Jordan Gaines and Skis, like, to me, have been doing it like longer than Griselda, and in the way of just throwing local shows and being people of the people. You know what I mean? I always saw Derringer Saturday nights at Hardware. He would spin. I'd always see him. Benny would be out here and there and stuff like that. They were definitely in the cut, perfecting their product. But Cooley and all them boys, I saw them everywhere, always, gang, like everywhere they went. And I just loved just like the positive charge they put in the air just by getting involved in events, and like how they were just really trying to bring people together was like one of the first things that made me notice them. And so I asked him to be on it. We met outside some chocolate shop at the time, and it was my first time hanging out with him. We did a cipher, and then since then I've been friends with him like ever since. He's like one of the greatest guys. And yeah, he deserves way more credit than he gets. And you can see him at the festival at the Terminal, I think, this Sunday.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
You're going to be there?
Yeah.
It's next Sunday.
It's next Sunday?
Next Sunday, yeah.
Okay,
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Dude, that Blue Glass beat.
Yo, Blue Glass was fucking
Oh my God,
fire.
dude.
And Shots is a fucking monster.
Dude,
Like,
that's like...
I feel like people are sleeping on the drum work team.
I play that album like all the time.
and you were
like
just playing it when we sat down.
half
too.
those views are probably from me, dude. I listen to that album through and through.
Yo, that City
And
what
the
is it,
Abolish
City
Uncertainties,
Lounge.
that's fire too.
Is it City Lounge?
Oh, on that album?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't...
City something.
Grill.
City Grill. That
Yeah.
song is just like I just want to get up and dance. Like
That's true. The Andre, the one album is like Andre 3000.
Oh yeah, that's
my shit.
That's on the Drumwork album.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he does that abstract verse or something. It's like...
It's Love.
Man,
is on there.
I can't believe the people they've got, like even the Ludacris joint with Conway.
Oh yeah, with
It's
with JID.
Yeah.
JID.
Oh
and then
man,
what about
Jid is my favorite guy right now.
What about
I'm
the
not gonna
Sauce Walker with Juicy J? Like Juicy J is like one of my top like performers, artists, long-standing artists who like has made it through the 90s to 2023
and still packs the house.
and still packs the house, still sells records, still like everything he's still cared about. Like he's still putting out bangers. How do you like how is this man so fucking good? He's just so damn good. Juicy J.
Because when you don't stop, that's all you can do. Like you don't become worse the more you do something.
No,
So.
he just like it's incredible at how many 3-6 Mafia, just like solo albums that they've put out themselves. Like They are, and they were underground for a while.
Yeah,
Like-
when 3-6 came out too, that was like a whole wave of new stuff.
So I got into 3-6 Mafia, and of course it was the Bok Bok Chicken Head.
Yeah.
It was the first one I ever heard. Like, I think that's everyone's first 3-6 Mafia song was Bok Bok Chicken Chicken, Bok Bok Chicken
I actually
Head.
didn't realize that was 3-6 Mafia, dude.
Yeah.
That means I've been listening to him way longer.
Ain't got no.
than I actually thought, like, is it Stay Fly? What's the one that was like their big
I
hit
gotta
after that?
stay fly. Yeah, that was another hit.
That was like my
But that
first-
was like 10 years later.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because the one you're talking about, the Chicken Head one's like the 90s.
Yeah.
So-
And the other one's like 2000, early 2000. That's wild.
When I went to
That's what I was saying before. You never know when it's gonna hit.
yeah,
Because who knows
and
how?
they're still hitting.
Oh yeah. They're. I
Like
know.
I feel like there's certain artists that are like they have that what is that word, like where the song is longevity. It's like it's
That's
like a
it.
lifetime song.
Yeah,
like,
longevity. It just keeps.
Yeah.
It keeps the stock keeps rising.
yeah, it's like Michael Jackson Beat It. That song's gonna be a song for
Yeah.
when our kids are. These children are older. They're gonna be Beat It. And you're gonna be like, yo, how do you know? We're gonna be like 60 years old. Like, how do you guys still playing the song?
Yeah. Michael Jackson.
But
that's so
back to the
fucking weird.
3-6. Like, I was in the car with my homie Mike Phelps. Shout out Michael Phelps. Put me on
The swimmer?
3-6. No.
Oh.
My
I was like,
homie's
that's a
name is
name
Michael
drop,
Phelps.
bro.
Yeah, my homie's Michael Phelps.
Yeah, Michael
but he
Phelps,
don't-
you know what I'm talking
He don't
about.
swim.
Yeah. Swim team.
He only swims in one thing, and if you know what that is, yeah,
Ooh.
Mikey P.
Money. Oh, no. He's like Scrooge McDuck.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah, he's swimming in that, but that's all he would play. I'm not even kidding. He would play 3-6 Mafia. It's the fucking dark blue album cover. I forget the name of the album, but that album and another one.
Non-stop all day
Only
long.
3-6 Mafia.
Some people are like that. I know
What?
people that are like that with Suicide Boys, and every time I see them, I'm like, me and you only got half an hour to kill together. That's it. I can't listen to Suicide Boys all day.
No, he's not like that anymore. Thank God. He's got some young Dolph in the mix.
Okay. So he's broadening his spectrum.
But at this time, it was just 3-6. We would be driving, and 3-6 is coming on, and like we did not want to ride in the car with Mikey P because you're gonna watch 3-6. You're gonna listen to 3-6 the whole time.
and he's the historian on the whole thing, telling you
he
everything.
knows everything about 3-6. Loves
Actually,
3-6.
when this beat was created, they were in Guam and they were there.
So we went to South by Southwest though. That's when we seen.
Nice. I just applied for that.
We seen Mac Miller. Mac Miller was there. Wiz Khalifa was there.
I never saw Mac ever once.
And freaking 3-6. It was just like
The same
it was
venue? That was the lineup?
It was not, no, because
Oh.
South by Southwest
It's
is
all
like
over, yeah.
all over. So you're walking down the street, you're hearing bands, you're hearing like I've like can't pick it out because of how much alcohol I drank at that time. But
Texas.
like songs that like blew up months and months later were
Yeah.
at South by Southwest.
I hear that a lot about artists getting discovered there and just
It's
like
not even. It's just like now 10,000 more people just heard you because they were walking by
right.
and they're freaking hitting that button that like finds the song.
Right.
And now they're playing that song.
what is it, Shazam or
Yeah,
something?
Shazamming your songs
That
and
is
shit.
that shows up even if you're on Spotify and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So I could just that's
you
interesting.
can Shazam a
My
bunch
own-
of stuff. I think what is it called? Snapchat. You could Shazam stuff. You just tap the screen and it does the little circle thing.
Yeah,
and it'll
it's-
pop up the song name.
Interesting. I thought that was only for like major label people that are in like.
But I mean, if
the
their
internet
songs are
jukebox.
on Spotify or anything
Yeah.
like that, they can find it.
Nice.
Hell yeah! So you got a vinyl?
Yeah. This is the newest joint. It's called Names.
Oh,
Yeah.
you created the artwork?
Yeah, I did all the artwork. Nadine took the photo of me in the back.
I just seen this guy.
Bismarcky.
There's a dude in 716 who's like,
No, none of all these people are famous.
There's a dude in the 716 that like kind of looks like him wearing the
That
chain
mimics the style,
yeah,
the
and he
steez.
said that he's hoping that he's making him proud. I just seen him on Instagram today. That's why I was like, yo, that looks like the cat from, but it is like you could tell it's Biz Markie because of the famous like type of picture.
And he's just got an unmistakable face.
No, this is dope.
Yeah, every record I put out vinyl. That's like one of the like things about it is like when I was younger, I just loved records and I loved the culture behind records, going into a record store and you get all those fucking smug know-it-all music people. And I just love pushing people's buttons like that. You know what I mean? So I'd always go in there and say the wrong name about the wrong artist or something, you know. They'd be like, oh, I love this Aerosmith song. And they'd be like, it's fucking Pink Floyd, you fucking idiot. And I'm like, I know who it is, but I just like getting you all gassed up.
Shout out Badfish. Shout out CG.
Yeah.
Shout out Tony Boy.
Oh, yeah. This new one I got coming out, we're actually doing it. Damn, you guys should pull up, you know, Good Caramel Records, the Goo Goo Doll spot on Franklin.
Oh, we should pull up.
Yeah.
GCR, yeah. It stands for Good Caramel.
I didn't know that. Hey,
yeah.
That's a bit that's a clip right there. I don't think that never has anybody ever said that to me.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah.
Good Caramel Records, oh man.
Yeah, I would never think that's what it was.
That's where Riff Raff's recorded there.
Interesting.
Dang.
Heck yeah. I love Riff Raff. He's so dope.
Riff Raff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude is dude is inner city Theo Von.
Oh yes, he is.
Yo, oh my.
Have you seen the one where it is Theo in him?
I have not.
Oh, where Theo interviews him? It's fucking crazy.
He's wearing the Vipers and everything.
He's wearing the
Oh, so it's kind of like they're playing.
Dude,
I gotta watch
it's so tight because they do this one where they talk about sweating. And they keep coming up with these metaphors about sweating, and then Riff Raff's just got the fucking joints on. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm sweating. He's like, I'm sweating like a sneeze. He's and then Theo's just like, I'm sweating like a gesundheit in here. I'm sweating like he's like, yeah. And they're just like, they're just not saying anything really, but it's so hilarious to see like them together. But yeah, Riff Raff is fucking great. I love that Katy Perry song with him and Riff Raff where they're at like the carnival. It's just like so weird and abstract.
Yeah, I've liked him since the day he came out.
Yeah.
He's the motherfucking Pink Panther.
He's the motherfucking Pink Panther. Shout out to Pink Panther.
Yo, my man, it's just his style. That's just like Oliver. I was just talking to my girl about this. Oliver Tree. His song Alien Boy.
Okay.
As soon as I heard that shit, it was like, yo, he's gonna be a fucking star. 20,000 people were only listening to him. 18 million people are listening to him now.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, and Miss You is like, he's only put out 2 albums, I think, and Miss You's got like,
yeah, he's got tracks with Blink 182 randomly.
Yeah, and it's just, but he's different, and he's like the.
But he's specifically creating a character.
Yeah.
I think Riff Raff is not doing that, unless I'm mistaken.
Well, I don't want to give away too much because I've talked to someone, but I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I know. Shout out Danza Project. Make sure you guys go check out the Danza Project and check out his interview.
Yeah, shout out Nova Vision.
Yeah, shout out Nova Vision.
If you watch that interview,
yeah,
there's like moments where he's like saying things that feel like he's acting.
Yeah, it's like he's in character, but
don't do that. See, part of me always wanted to do that, like how Doom's got the mask.
Yeah,
and I was just like, man, authenticity is gonna end up saving me in the day.
But I mean, like, there's always a rapper always has that what is it called, where they can play a whole different part, like.
Characters,
yeah,
like they can have,
but they have like a nemesis. They're nemesis of them.
Right.
Like they go
their alter ego.
Yeah, their alter ego. There you go. And it's so dope. Excuse me, when they do that, because it's like, oh, so you're gonna do this, because I've seen a lot of DJs are doing it now too. They're making like alter egos.
Yeah, Madlib did it. A bunch of people have
to put out.
Humpty Hump did it. You know,
and then they put it out the music under that name
Yeah.
and everything. And I was like, oh shit, you can do that?
You could do whatever you want,
I'm
it
like-
turns out.
Because there's one, she names herself White Fang, but she also has like another name, and she dropped one, and it was like with this Flatbush Zombies was on it, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah, that's another
oh my god.
rad group that's been slowly climbing, I feel like.
I mean, people, I feel like they're very slept on.
Oh yeah. I'm waiting for some more like Schoolboy and stuff like
I
that.
miss him.
I know. I feel like that's kind of like that
He's
whole
been-
era.
He's
But-
been missing since
but
Mac.
JID, man, that is the future of like hip hop, man. That whole Mos Def sample that he flipped and the crack sandwich joint, you know what I'm talking about? And
Yep.
dude, when I heard those tracks, it's like hearing Wayne for the first time. You're like, you really just look at yourself in the mirror and you just say, I ain't shit, after you hear somebody like that. And to see some young guy doing it and to see how quickly he's doing it. I saw him in the studio with Westside, and I was like, damn, like what the fuck is going on out there? And it just always circles back to like what I see going on out there, and I see like the talent that rises is like well deserving. I always know that it's gonna end up being okay for that. Like it's just, yeah, but JID is definitely a fucking monster, and I don't see him going away anytime soon. He's gonna be a problem for sure for rhymers
Texas
everywhere.
is coming up right now too.
Yeah, I don't.
That Mexican OT, and Big X the Plug.
Yeah, I'm not hip to any of them.
I love Texas rap, but they're like taking it over into a whole new level. It's like, oh,
It's like kind of southerny twang to it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way that Mexican OT can roll his R's while he's spitting, crazy. Like,
Yeah,
you
that's
know
what
how
I-
that R rolling when they're talking, like he can do it with every word while he's
That's what's
rapping.
up.
And I was like,
Yeah,
Like,
I
this
like
dude
the
is
difference in
crazy.
voices for sure too. You have to stand out.
yeah,
You have to stand out for sure.
who's one that stands out the most to you?
Specifically their voice.
Yeah, you're just like you can't miss that voice.
Definitely Mos Def.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
Like he's got like the smoothest, raspy,
that
smoky,
that
Brooklyn,
smokiness.
New York, the whole thing about it.
You can pick him out in movies and everything.
Oh,
when he
yeah.
starts talking, you're like, oh, look, Mos Def.
I saw him do like not like a conference, but like a lecture at Buff State.
That's dope.
And he was just talking about, he was so nonchalant and like funny about it. He's just like, yeah, he's like, Dave Chappelle didn't want to do the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, so I did it. And then everyone's like, what? He's like, yeah, he called me, told me that he didn't want to do it, and he literally gave me the director's number, and then that's how I got Hitchhikers. And then he was like, the next movie he was in, he was like, Dave didn't want to do this part, and Dave gave me this role, and he's like saying that Dave Chappelle plugged him into like Hollywood just because of like he didn't want to accept these roles that were given to him, which is so rad of any human being to do, instead of being like, you know, gatekeeping. You know what I
got
mean?
this part,
Right,
go
like
find,
that was, and then
let them go find it, find the person.
I saw him outside, and Mathematics to me is like such a great hip hop song. The whole Mos Def record that he put out. He just like stopped me in my tracks and was like, I don't do any photos. I just don't do any photos, man. And I'm like, I don't want a fucking photo, dude. I just want to say what's up to you and stuff like that. And it was just like so funny because he just was like so like not standoffish, but protective of himself and protective of like the essence. And he kind of like, when he let his guard down a little bit, he spoke to me in a way that made me realize that like when you are in this industry in a way that he is, like you have to be a little bit protective, you know what I mean? You can't let these people do what they want with you because they will fucking get you, you know what I mean? So it was like, it was definitely like an eye-opening experience because, you know, I'm some fucking nerdy kid. I probably weighed like $130 with like crazy hair walking up to him. So he's probably like seen every different type of version of me try to talk to him. And he's just like, okay, I like haven't had the best experiences, you know, so I got to stop you in your tracks. And like, once, you know, people realize that I'm just like a normal down to earth like kind of person, they open up a little bit more. But like, I can't imagine what people go through that have the clout that like Conway has and like West Side, even on that, like just right, like at that level of it is probably not as severe as like, you know, Denzel Washington walking down the street.
Yeah.
But like what that does to a person is definitely like probably not good for their.
I mean, yeah, you can hear Conway when he talks about it in like interviews that he doesn't like it.
He doesn't like
he doesn't like
the outside attention.
Yeah,
right.
He didn't want to be he wanted it, but he didn't want it.
Right.
Type thing.
Because it's like fame and respect are like hand in hand, but they're very different at the same time. You know, you want to be respected by your peers and have a successful career, but like what comes with it is just, it's just probably just like nerve wracking, dude. It just works you, you know what I mean? It just works you differently.
Just like imagine if we were famous, we walk outside,
right?
Denzel Washington famous, and there's fucking paparazzi right in your fucking face.
Or there's people that listen to everything you said and they think that they know you, and you get fucking Stand like the Eminem song or some shit like that. Like just surreal things, and people will convince themselves of things. It's very.
That's just like I know someone who thinks like some movies are real,
right?
And you can't convince them that like no.
Well, yeah, that's. I mean, look at how much the Matrix is thrown in conversations now. You know what I mean?
We're in the Matrix.
Yeah, no one knew what that was until 2000. You know,
we're in the Matrix.
Now it's like every day someone's really believing this narrative that was created by some guy.
I heard someone say yesterday the red or the blue pill, and they were like both.
Right, right, yeah,
like, hell yeah,
red pill or blue pill, right? But that still just comes from
both
fiction.
Yeah.
And that's very dangerous. There's actually a murder case where a kid killed his parents because he thought, he was setting them free, like waking them up from the Matrix, and it's actually a defense term in law. They dubbed it the Matrix prosecution, and it's where people really believe it and they hurt each other and they do things because they truly believe it is that, which is an insane thing to reach a courtroom because of pop culture.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Where can they get this at?
The vinyls, I always do like a short run because it is like a piece of artwork to me. So I'm sold out of those, and they usually sell out the first night I drop. So I usually do 50, so it's a very small run. Vinyl is expensive, and you have to wait a long time. I had to wait 4 months for that to just come in the mail.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
You can stream it anywhere.
I buy vinyl, so it's like, these are.
The next one, I'll definitely have one set aside for you.
Yeah. I need one. I collect.
At the Good Caramel, like I was saying, next Thursday, Nova is going to come film, because me and him got a video coming out to the song Zendaya on here. I don't know if you peeped the album, but if you listen, Zendaya is like the single off of it, and we're going to do a video for it. He's just editing it right now when he gets back from Miami. But we're doing a thing next Thursday where instead of like an album release party, it's going to be an album creation party at Good Caramel, and everybody is going to do the whole album that night in the studio together. Elbiz, me, Nova, Covert, Badfish, Chucky Campbell, M80. My homegirl Tosh is going to sing vocals on one of the tracks, and we're going to basically create the next EP in 6 hours, do interviews with everybody, and kind of like make it like a documentary to make some hype around the next week. It's going to be called Deathbed.
Oh yeah, that sounds fucking really dope.
Yeah, because I spent a week inside my house. I had like a health scare where I had to have surgery, and I wasn't able to talk or eat or anything for five days. So I was just writing this album, not being able to like speak it. I never was able to write and not be able to spit it while I write it. I would write it and hear what it sounds like, figure it out. But I like did it all cerebrum, you know what I mean? All up here, and was just writing. And I just got it done in 5 days with a tremendous group of talented producers. that were just giving me stuff just to keep me busy, because I was like, hey man, I'm going to be down for a while. And I just thought of it as like, you know, potentially something bad might be in my future, because when they did surgery, they removed a tumor from my throat and my tonsils, and there was a week where I didn't know what was going on because they had to send it away to labs to get tested.
Right.
So I'm not allowed to eat. I'm losing weight rapidly. I'm writing this album, and I'm just thinking, like, no matter what, like, I have to finish this project. I have to at least get this going. And even if my voice doesn't get back to normal, I'll have somebody else spit it or something like that. I was just thinking like the worst. And then luckily last Friday I got the clear, everything was benign, I'm good to go and stuff like that. But it was like, it just helped keep my mind right. And it kind of like saved me from like going down the dark tunnel of WebMD and self-diagnosing myself and thinking like the worst of the worst. And I don't wish that upon anyone, is the not knowing what's going on and waiting.
Right.
That's the worst pain. Like when I got out of surgery, I was definitely in pain, but the not knowing is really what fucking kicks you in the cuts. And we're gonna put that out right away. I'm just gonna start pumping them out and doing videos and just try to make it a little bit bigger, a little bit faster too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I appreciate you having us. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, it was my
throw
pleasure, bro.
Your Instagram and wherever they can find you at?
Yeah, you can just Google Mike Excel, MICEXCEL. I'm also on Spotify, same spelling, or you can go to Instagram, Mike.Excel _the_artist, which is a mouthful, but I'm sure if you just type in Mike Excel, you'll find me. And yeah, feel free to reach out whenever for all your art needs and sarcastic remarks.
And tattoos.
And tattoos.
Oh yeah. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, comment, do all that good stuff. And we appreciate you tapping in. And we'll catch you on the next one. Yay. There you go, my guy.
My God.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, appreciate you.
Great job.